Hey guys, welcome back to the culcom Daily Questions Podcast. I'm Jeff.
I'm Alex.
Okay, what we're going to do is look at some of the topics and discussion points that are used at a culcom. What's our topic today?
Wellness trends.
Okay, well, I'm the body of health, so I'm probably going to learn a lot from you. All right, so number one, why do you think people started focusing on wellness in their lives?
I think people are concerned for their health, physical well-being, but as well as like personal well-being. I think everyone goes through those stages. Yeah. So I think it's a common eventuality because we're just mortal beings.
Yeah, like people focus it like as time goes by, as we get later in age, we realize that maybe we aren't invincible.
Yeah,
we won't live for, and like we start we wake up and maybe our back hurts a little bit, or we have
your injury stories don't get so cool anymore. You're like
no worries.
I injured myself just getting out of bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess like when people get older, they focus more and more on their health. There's something an expression that I heard from the Dalai Lama that I always get. It's like when we're young, we spend all our time earning money. When we're old, we spend all our money earning more time.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can you read number 2?
Yeah. How has the perception of wellness changed for you over the past few years?
Okay. So, again, I'm getting older, so I have to consider more other things in my body and I have to also now my parents are old too. Because now there's a medical history. So if your family has something. Luckily, I have good genes, and there's nothing really wrong with my family.
Okay.
So I don't have to worry about cancer or something like that, or heart attacks. But both my parents are smokers and don't have, and cancer hasn't caught up with them. But my luck, I'll probably just catch secondhand
from bad air quality.
Cancer from secondhand bad air quality and secondhand smoke. But it becomes more important because we want to live longer. As we get older, we find more things to live for. Our children, our family.
True.
How about yourself?
I think which goes into a little bit are the following questions, but I think the idea of minimalism has become pretty trendy, which is pretty convenient as someone who lives overseas, because I'm like, it's just easier to pick up with very, very little and then just travel and go somewhere else and go live somewhere else. So I think just the less is more kind of mentality I've really enjoyed. Do you know the name of
that famous Japanese lifestyle author? There's
the lady, the clutter one?
Yeah, the clutter
Marie Kondo?
Yeah, she's from minimalist, you're picking up an object and
does it bring me joy?
Does it bring me joy? And if not, you discard it.
Yeah. I'm trying to follow. I liked her idea, and I know a lot of people didn't, but because I know I have the opposite problem. Yes, this brings me joy and this brings me joy. So it's an internal struggle.
I'm kind of going through a cleaning phase. I've been very messy the last year. Now I'm going through a cleaning phase and throwing out a lot of stuff in my apartment.
Because it's the new year.
But I'm just going, why do I still have this? So I'm trying to either use it or toss it away as quick as possible.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Number 3, how do you typically discover new wellness trends, and what motivates you to give them a try?
Typically discover? It's probably the algorithms of whatever pops up in my Facebook feed. So, things pop up and I'm like, that's not, the algorithms are getting pretty good. So I think that's how YouTube, that's a great, suggestion. Let me click on that. So that's normally how I find them.
Yeah, I know you look at me right now and I'm chubby, but actually it was 6 years ago, when I actually started doing television, and I saw myself and I was much fatter, and I went through a health phase, and within a year, maybe a year and a half, I lost 20 kilos. So it was very helpful. And so again, my algorithm, just because I was on a health kick, and so some of the videos that were being suggested, the exercises, the algorithm then introduced me to different stuff.
And famous YouTubers and stuff.
Yeah. So at that time too, what actually popped up was a lot of fitness stuff and health stuff I saw on Joe Rogan's podcast. So like he would have like trainers come in. So there's like kind of like animal style movements too for stretching.
Interesting.
Like walking on all fours and all that stuff to open up your body and stretching.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
good.
it's I guess I agree. That's the algorithm. But yeah, one of the things I went to in the very beginning for my wellness was a lot of Joe Rogan material.
That's good.
Can you read number
3?
4? Number 3?
Oh,
Number
sorry.
4.
4. Yeah. Are there any wellness trends you've recently tried because of social influence?
For me, well, I'm trying to get back in, but for social, because like my algorithm is more set to like
Comedy.
content. Well, not comedy, but also content coming out of the States. So a lot of like the vitamins and the kind of like supplements that are often suggested or recommended are not available here, or I just don't know what it would be in Korean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the collagen stuff is pretty popular here recently. So I'm like, oh, chokbal. I gotta eat more chokbal. And
Or more takbal.
yeah, and so a lot of like the food stuff that's easily available here, I'll try.
Yeah. So when I did start like exercising and losing weight, like for the guy, there was always the bro science. And it says, but like you had to have your protein powder because that. But at that time too, like I remember going to the gym. All the women were scared. They wouldn't have protein powder. Or all these because they were like they associated like protein with fat, like gaining weight, the meat, because it's like, protein comes from meat,
and not muscle building,
and meat makes you fat. Eating lots of meat that will make you fat. So they didn't know it, but they avoided it. But then actually fitness trainers actually told them the real science of protein is for muscle building, muscle repair,
Yeah.
And,
so you probably see a lot more women using it now.
Yeah. Like so now, like you could like everything has protein. Like there's been a big upsell of like there's like protein milkshakes in like convenience stores, and even packages of like chicken breasts and like certain foods say how much protein it has in it.
That's the same with like probiotics.
Yeah.
Everything has probiotics right now.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, minimalism again. Going. The YouTubers inspire me, and trying to be simple life.
Great. So number 5, are there any wellness trends that you've personally adopted and found beneficial?
Yeah. Going along with the minimalism, I think the anti-consumerism, and I feel like especially in Korea, it's been in the past few recent years of like zero waste has become a lot more popular.
Okay.
And so the zero waste trends I really like. And so we have a few pop-up stores here of zero waste kind of places. And so it's really nice being able to see like environmentally friendly products and doing things for that purpose. So I like those. Taking your tumblers everywhere.
Taking your tumbler.
Yeah.
So I've seen that. So I do take my I adopted Tumblr or my Tumblr, but then I put it to the wayside. I forgot about it when I went after COVID. COVID hit me pretty hard, so I stopped going to the gym, and that's why you can see I am right now.
But like you said in the previous podcast, you're going to be doing jiu-jitsu?
I'm going to try jiu-jitsu, but I just have to get off my butt and start.
Okay.
Can you read number 6, please?
Yes. Do you think wellness trends are more driven by genuine health benefits or by social media trends?
I think before social media, it was people really focused on it. But it's some of the stuff is not really true.
Science-based.
Science-based. Like there was that exercise machine that and it's really that turned out to be it's just you're just exercising one group of muscles, and now you should be doing a full body exercise to stretch it. But now
I feel like it's always like trying to find the easiest way to do things. And I think at the end of the day, it's not. You do have to put in the pain and sweat to get well, right?
I mean, yeah, I think so. Social media trends now. I think it's like I have a friend that's kind of like, she has like a social media presence, but she also had she avoided like doing physical health. Like she's like, oh no, vitamins. That's how you become healthy, because she obviously had like back pain and all, like, and then she's like, but then she got a sponsor for, I guess, for like yoga clothing and all like that. So she's moved away more from like the vitamins and nutrition and more to the apparel stuff. So now she has
backing you? Is the question.
That's the bad thing about social media trends too. It's half the stuff, it's actually someone's putting money in someone else's pocket, and you don't actually understand if they're genuine.
Yeah. If it starts costing a lot of money, I think that's like a red flag. Like, wait a minute, you know?
Number 7, can you read, please?
Yeah. What wellness trends do you think have a particular impactful effect on emotional well-being, given the increased focus on mental health?
I think actually like encouraging people like to take vacations, to take breaks. That really helps with people's mental wellness too.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. And there's like, you know how like there's like a whole, the millennials and Gen Z and blah, blah, blah are lazy. But I think that's part of it. It's like, no, we've realized that you should have a better work-life balance, and the work practices have to kind of keep up with that.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
So actually not torturing yourself. So you have to, because people were torturing themselves and there was no real, like maybe financial benefit, but they're at the cost of mental health and physical health. They would put garbage food in their body, and then they would get sick and lethargic, and then basically now it's like encouraged, like, oh no, you need to take a mental break. You also
sick day.
Yeah, you also have to put good, like having a good salad or a good piece of meat is important too, without all these additives.
Yeah.
So, that increases your focus on mental health. Blah, blah, blah. Number 8, could you read?
Sure. Do you think mindfulness and meditation practice help manage stress or anxiety?
Ooh, so I'm not sure about this. I haven't really been a big meditator.
I was like, have you tried?
I'm not like a big meditator too.
How do you handle stress, would you say? That seems like a healthy...
I mean, like, I don't like the quiet. I'd rather just go for a walk, but I like hearing all the noises around me and seeing all the sights and people talking is better. But I can't meditate in silence.
Okay, but that's still kind of, reflective.
I know, yeah.
Taking a moment to reflect.
Yeah.
That's good.
I handle stress. I don't really get stressed out much. How about you? What do you think?
Not stressed out? I get stressed out a lot.
I'm very minimalist in my responsibility, so I don't need to.
Okay. As a mom, yes, I have a lot of stress. But I think just self-awareness. It's like being self-aware and being just even like, oh, right now, how I'm reacting to things or how I'm acting is because I'm at this level of stress, right? I need to step back. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
well, like I have, I guess actually just like airing out my problems with my friends is probably how. So I don't
talk
know.
Talk it out. Okay.
So I don't, in the sense of meditation, I find a quiet space to contemplate. The things around me. I avoid that, but I air out all my stuff. Good. And then I trust the opinion of people, and they help me with that.
That's good. Not internalizing, leading out.
Okay. And our final question: are there any upcoming wellness trends that you're keeping your eye on, and why do you think they have the potential to become significant in the future? This is a heavy question.
So what I was thinking was, again, that work-life balance between Gen Z. Gen Z people are very about work-life balance. So I think I think companies are going to have to change, especially post-COVID.
Yeah.
A lot of companies are like, oh, we actually don't have to have our workers come in and work 5 days a week, 9 to 5. So we can actually cut back and come in. Now my sister-in-law goes in 2 days a week.
Yeah.
And works from home 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Like that's great, you know?
Yeah.
So hopefully better practices.
I guess something, the trend that I'm keeping my eye on, I think we touched on it a little bit, was like the pre-prepared like meals. So that I'm keeping that wellness trend is going to probably pick up in Korea. So we just have to keep.
Do you think so?
Possibly.
No, it's just so convenient to do like Yogyo or like don't have to cook.
Well, these are just like 2-minute meal, but also there's like people, because like recently I hear like, oh, everyone's like chip bop. So there's also a sense of accomplishment by cooking your own food instead of just calling. You could just have that. It's pre-made. You just get your delivery. You got like 2 days of meals, and you just keep them in the refrigerator, and then you could cook it yourself. So there's more. Yeah, there's a sense of accomplishment by cooking it yourself, even if it's already finished for you. You're just heating it up. But putting the ingredients together, I think that's a wellness trend for food.
And I think it makes it easier for people who live by themselves, right? Yeah.
So I'm going to keep my eye on that pre-packaged daily meals. I think that's going to become a big trend in Korea soon.
Cool.
Well, that concludes the topic of wellness trends. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you have questions about colcom, you could search for them on Instagram. Just type in colcom and you'll find the location near you. I've been Jeff.
And I'm Alex.
Okay, bye-bye.